I got disinvited from my own family's funeral. Yeah, you read that right. It wasn't a mix-up, it wasn't an accident. They straight up held a funeral without me, and I wasn't even supposed to find out. So let me back up. I come from a big, dramatic family. The kind where everyone's business is everyone's business, and grudges are like family heirlooms. They just get passed down and polished over time. I'm the middle child. I've always been the one who spoke up when something felt unfair, which, as you can imagine, didn't make me many allies. The breaking point came about a year ago. My younger brother, Eric, had stolen money from our mom. It wasn't a small amount either, it was her rent money. When I confronted him about it, he spun it around and said I was the one who pressured him into it. My parents believed him. You've always been jealous of Eric, my mom said, her voice sharp like I was still 12 years old. Jealous? Of him stealing? I snapped. He's lying and you know it. Watch your tone, my dad cut in, pointing at me like I was a child again. You're not going to come into this house and accuse your own brother. That was the day I stormed out. I told myself I'd never walk back into that house until they admitted the truth. They didn't. Months passed. No calls. No texts. Nothing. My best friend Mia kept telling me, they'll come around. Families fight. It's what they do. But something in my gut told me it was bigger than that this time. Then one night, scrolling through Facebook, I saw it. A photo. Black suits. Black dresses. People I recognized, cousins, aunts, uncles, all gathered in a church. The caption, a day to remember and let go. At first, I thought someone had died. My stomach dropped. I scanned every face. Mom, Dad, Eric, my sister, Rachel. Everyone was there, except me. I called Rachel immediately. She didn't answer. I called again. This time she picked up, and her voice was cold. What do you want? She said. What do I want? Rachel, why didn't anyone tell me? Who died? There was a pause, then she laughed, this bitter, mocking laugh. Nobody died. We buried you. My mouth went dry. What the hell are you talking about? You're dead to us, she said, and then hung up. I sat there with the phone pressed to my ear, staring at nothing. Dead to us. Who even says that outside of a soap opera? But no, they meant it. They staged a funeral. For me. Mia was the first person I told. We were sitting in her apartment, and I just blurted it out. They had a funeral. For me. She froze, then whispered, like, for real? Yeah. Full-on church service, black clothes, speeches, the whole thing. Her jaw dropped. That's insane. That's like, cult-level insane. I need to see it for myself, I said. See what? Them. The service. Whatever the hell this is. I need to know it's real. That's a bad idea, she warned, shaking her head. They're clearly making a point. If you show up, it'll just blow up. But I couldn't let it go. I couldn't stop thinking about it. A funeral for me, without me. So the next weekend, I drove to the church where the picture had been taken. It was late afternoon, the parking lot half full. My chest felt like it was caving in as I walked up the steps. I pulled the doors open and slipped inside. And there it was. Candles, flowers, a giant framed photo of me. Not even a flattering one. Some old school picture where my hair looked like a broom exploded. People sat in the pews, whispering. I froze at the back, staring. Eric was at the front, talking. We gather here today to finally cut ties with the poison that has hurt this family. Poison. He meant me. My legs carried me forward before my brain could stop them. I walked straight down the aisle. Heads turned. Gasps echoed. Eric's face went white like he'd seen a ghost. Which, technically, I guess he had. Really? I said, my voice shaking. A funeral? For me? Mom stood up, clutching her pearls like I was about to lunge at her. You weren't supposed to come here, she hissed. Yeah, no kidding, I shot back. You didn't even tell me about it. You're not part of this family anymore, my dad said, his voice loud, booming through the church. Why? Because I told the truth about Eric stealing from you? Because you never shut up, Eric said, his face twisting with anger. You always have to make yourself the victim, always have to stir up drama. You don't know when to keep your mouth shut. I turned to the crowd, the cousins, the aunts, the uncles who had once hugged me at birthdays and Christmas. And you all just went along with this? You sat here, dressed in black, and buried me alive? Do you even hear yourselves? A cousin shifted uncomfortably, but nobody spoke. Mia, who had followed me in despite saying she wouldn't, stepped up beside me. This is messed up, she said loudly. You don't fake a funeral just to exile someone. She has no place here either, my mom snapped. Outsiders don't get a say. Mia looked at me, and I could see in her eyes that she was about to explode, but I held up my hand. No, let me. I looked at my parents, really looked at them. You wanted me gone so badly, you had to pretend I was dead. Fine, consider me dead, but this right here, isn't a family. It's a cult of silence, and I want no part of it. For a long moment, the only sound was the flickering of the candles. Then Eric muttered, "Good riddance." I turned and walked out, Mia right behind me. Outside, she grabbed my arm. You okay? I laughed, this hollow, broken laugh. No, but at least now I know. They didn't bury me today. They buried themselves. We got in her car and drove away. And I didn't look back.